Paul Onuachu, apart from Victor Osimhen, if we talk about ruggedity, if we talk about height, if we talk about African football, Paul Onuachu should be the second striker. Everybody is Nigerian, but if we talk about players that should be invited based on current form, a player who have scored 6 goals in a league like Turkish league currently, where Icardi plays, where Osimhen play, and other top players are playing there. Something to say, and it might stir up controversies. Paul Onuachu in Turkey currently is the top goal scorer in Turkish league. He has 6 goals in 8 games with 2 assists. We have Olusegun in this list in Russia. This Olusegun has played 8 games, 2 goals, and just 1 assist. Russian league, from my record when I checked, even in the world, it's about maybe
3rd or 4th.
No, more than 20 something in terms of Opta ranking, or almost 30. Turkish league far higher than a Russian league. Trabzonspor, at least, is a bigger team to the club this guy play in Russia. And then Paul Onuachu was not even part of the squad. At least, if we want to talk about players in form, this is a Super Eagles team. We are inviting players based on form. If we have to judge the coach based on form, what happened to Paul Onuachu? Are we going to say connection-wise? Are we going to say he's not in good time with maybe probably one of the top hierarchies in the NFL football? Then this Olusegun from nowhere, I'm not saying he's a bad player. He might be a good player. He might come and prove himself. But when we look at the squad and we want to talk about Super Eagles players all over the world, players that deserve to be here, I feel Paul Onuachu deserves a space in this squad, even if he does not start. Tolu Arokodayo in Wolverhampton, he just got the move there. About few matches now, most of those games, he has not played.
But he was playing well in the previous club.
In the previous club, he was playing here, but he's just settling down in a team. In England, they invited their squad. They left Jude Bellingham out. They left some good players out of their squad.
They've dropped form.
Because they've dropped form and they're just recovering from injury and they have not had time. Even Bellingham played the last Real Madrid 2 games. But Bellingham is a big name in their squad. But they left him out. And believing that they want players that are already fit currently, because if you have little injury, why play? You might not give your best. You might be a big name, but inside the pitch, you will still be a bit skeptical in terms of placing your leg, putting your kind of body in some certain area, which might also damage the control of the game for your team. So I feel like these coaches now, from what I've read out now, do you think that maybe you did not remember before? Do you think that with this record of Paul Onuachu, does he deserve a space in that team or not?
Do you know that sometimes in Brazilian national team, somebody a striker that plays in Europe might score many goals, top scorer might score many goals, but when they're inviting their national team players, they will rather you prefer to use an home-based player to play their top 9 for them.
There's something wrong somewhere with that player, because there's no way you want to write a list without putting a player that is the highest. Right now, I'm not sure if any of the Super Eagles players this season have scored 6 goals currently, because in the EPL we just played 6 matches.
And what you need to understand again, African football is totally different from European football. African football is rigid. The way they play and the way the Europeans play is totally very, very different. So I believe Paul Onuachu has not fit into African style. But maybe these other guys that I invited them, they might want to try them and see if they fit into the style. And once they fit into the style, then good and fine, the game goes on.
So do you agree with that?
Yeah, you see, I agree with him 90%. The reason being that it's not everybody you're going to invite to the Super Eagles team. It has been there since the golden generation from Green Eagles 1980 till this present day.
Talk about current form.
Yes, no, listen. The Turkish league, you said what position are they? 6th in the world or 10th or 12th?
No, I'm saying they are higher than Russian league.
They are higher than Russian league.
Yes.
They are higher than Russian league. But the teams in Turkey that are always identified in Europe every year, they are not more than 3.
Yeah, Fenerbahce and Besiktas.
You understand? In Russia, you see half teams that still come.
Zenit St.
Petersburg has made them.
Krasnodar.
So the thing is not that. The Super Eagles team has a certain crop of players that really fit in that green, white, green colors. That when they don that jersey, they give in their best. Like Simi Wanko, like Simi Wanko back then, like Onuachu, like Simon. These Dessers they still invited in the team. These people, if you still put them, like Victor Boniface that is not invited, when they come into the pitch, they can't meet up the middle of the rigid natures of African football.
They are not patriotic.
So, like if you watch Osimhen in the pitch, you always feel like a wounded lion. He understand because he plays in the streets of Lagos. You understand? From Ojota to the world. He plays and he understand what it means to play in Africa, to wear the green, white, green color. You understand? Even some certain defenders, if you watch Chus-Ekong very, very well, you use calculative measures. You understand? Use calculative measures. But Calvin Bassey go headlong. So it's not everybody going to invite in the Super Eagles team, because if you want to go by invitation, you invite 40 players, and what is required is 23 players. And even these 23 players I'm seeing here, there are some people that they just call to make up the team.
Yeah.
There are some of them, if you invite them 10, 20 times, they won't play any match. It's just to make up the squad. So Onuachu not being invited. Don't forget, this person that just left, he was with Southampton. He played several matches, he didn't score a goal. He was confined back to the bench. So he just went to Turkey. And why he's calling in Turkey? He's calling in Turkey
Because he's a lower league.
Yeah, it's a lower league. You understand? So not inviting him do not make any difference. So let them make use of the ones that we have. Let them just go there and perform their best.
Okay, you said Turkey is a lower league. I disagree with that
Compared
because
to England, that's what I said.
Even our own Victor Osimhen,
because when he played,
even our own Victor Osimhen is in Turkish league right now. But I have watched Paul Onuachu closely. Paul Onuachu, apart from Victor Osimhen, if we talk about ruggedity, if we talk about height, if we talk about African football, Paul Onuachu should be the second striker.
how many goals has he scored when he does Nigerian?
Let me tell you something. There's what Paul Onuachu does to the team whenever I watch his game. Paul Onuachu is this kind of striker that draws the defenders close to him, because whenever he plays for Super Eagles, there's always space for the winger, because Paul Onuachu makes use of his body very, very well. And in terms of area threat, he's very, very powerful. Even in Premier League, I watch all his games that he played for Southampton. Unfortunately, it did not really click because of the kind of coach that they had that time. But when the new coach came in, they started using it, and he scored before he went to Turkey. Now, going to Turkey now, if you watch him, you know that guy is a very wonderful player. But that one is aside. Although every coach have a reason of not inviting certain players. Sometimes your relationship with the coach, sometimes your relationship with the NFF, sometimes it matters. And sometimes there are some players that might be playing for lower league, but they have upper hand in the national team because of maybe what they have done in the past or their relationship. So it happens everywhere in the world. I understand that. So now we move into Wilfred Ndidi.
No, I'm not satisfied with the analysis you gave about this Paul Onuachu. When Paul
I'm
Onuachu,
talking about from my own
that's your
opinion. You gave your own opinion. I'm talking about from my own opinion.
Okay.
You understand? So you express your own
because
opinion.
I wanted to know when Paul Onuachu will play when Osimhen is there.
No, okay. The other player that they invited to, they will not play when Osimhen is there. But we have to have some certain stuff that at least, if you have to check now, current form. I'm talking about current form. I'm talking about current form.
How about
Akko Adams too. No, wait. Let me say something. When you want to invite players, if you say we are looking at current form, I'm judging based on what I saw from the national team. You understand me? Everybody is Nigerian. But if you talk about players that should be invited based on current form, a player who have scored 6 goals in a league like Turkish league currently, where Icardi plays, where Osimhen plays, and other top players are playing there, and then you have Akko Adams, that plays for Sevilla. He has scored just 2 goals with 1 assist currently. Also, he has played about 6 games.
How many assists?
2 is not just.
Yeah.
No, okay, 2 goals, 1 assist.
How many assists does
Onuachu? 1 assist and 6 goals. Okay. 1 assist and 6 goals. I'm not saying it's better than Akko, but I'm talking about form. You understand? I'm talking because this thing we are saying here too now, other people might be saying because it's natural for us to for us to say something like that. I'm not saying it must it should be bad, but I'm talking if you are talking about current form, Paul Onuachu needs to be in that team.
Yes,
even if it does not start
but
current form.
He has been invited several and he has not performed.
It does not matter whether invited. What if that time he was not on? What of now that is on form? Why shouldn't he be given that chance?
Well, let them give. They've given Akko Adams.
It's not a problem. I'm just saying that current form.
If he plays and plays better than he justifies his.
Of course, when you want to invite player, they will tell you play well, score goals, so that your national team can invite you. So somebody who have done that currently and is not in the squad right now, what is the justification for not inviting him?
He has been a flop player for Spurs.
Last season, Tolu Arokodare in Belgian Jupiler League has scored 21 goals, right? He's in the Premiership now, he hasn't scored. Now, to let you understand the quality of the league, the standard of the league, that is to say, if you score 20 goals in Belgian Jupiler League, you have to work extra harder. So if you score 21, it's expected that if you score 9 in Premiership, you tried. So Onuachu was in Southampton last season. He disappeared. After 5 matches, he disappeared. He was confined to the bench. Now he's in Turkey scoring. He speaks a lot of volumes. You can't perform in English Premiership, which is the best league in the world. Now you've gone to Turkey. You are performing. Now Akko Daniel is playing for Spain, one of the best leagues in the world. He has scored. Let's try him.
12 assists.
Boniface was over-heralded,
One
overhyped.
assist, one
Go on.
assist.
No, Akko.
Yes,
Akko,
one
2 goals,
assist,
1 assist.
two goals,
Okay,
one
two goals,
assist.
one
Boniface was overhyped. He won the German Bundesliga. He played in the Champions League, all of that. But whenever they put, he done the green, white, green of Super Eagles and get into the pitch, he disappears.
He doesn't
In the pitch,
play well.
nobody sees him. So there are particular players that are meant to play
play
in
for the
Super
Super
Eagles.
Eagles.
That's why I say they will keep improvising.
Until you
Nigeria
get
is
the
one
right
of the only
one.
country in the world that do not have a first team. If you see, if you look like countries like England, even the same South Africa and other African countries, they only have injections of
very
1 or 2
few,
players.
very
If you look
few.
the Ghanaian squad, they already
The
have
same
their
thing.
first team. Except somebody
So they
have
have
an
the same
injury,
thing.
you have 1 or 2 injections. But Nigeria, you keep improvising every day. You can't have a main squad because every national team, because they don't have long time to stay in the camp. When you have a squad that understands themselves, they know when the ball is coming here. This one knows when this one want to pass the ball. But if they keep improvising, when they get into the pitch, they play to the gallery. That's just it. So Onuachu not being in the team does not make any difference. Akko is there. A lot of people have been giving their chances. Let them take their chances. They will be the team. This guy now is 26, 27 years. Osimhen. In the next 3 years, he will be fizzling out. Somebody need to come from. So let them keep improvising so that we will now have a striker that we
We depend on.
substitute for Osimhen.